Anyway, in any field there will be struggles, obstacles, and the success is how we overcome that. And there will be problems. Without problem, no existence even for a person. The life of a person is to solve problems. Without problems, nobody can exist. That is a basic theory. It is there in any field, not only in Ayurveda. Anywhere there will be some hurdles, because the world is moving forward. It is in an evolution always. It is not from the monkey to the human being, not only limited to that. Day by day evolution is going on. So, accordingly there will be problems. We have to come up, we have to go forward. For that, the support from other science, branches of science is absolutely necessary. All science is having its own theories, basic theories, and to bring it to practical level, support from other branches are necessary. For example, all these equipments and instruments, it is not from the medical fields. It is from either from chemistry field or from physical, physics, or from electronic. All the instruments are electronic now used. It is not invented by a doctor from MBBS or a, not like that. Or all the devices using by an Ayurveda doctor is not invented by an Ayurvedic doctor. It may be either from even the stethoscope, the very basic thing. It is not invented by a doctor. And we can just imagine what all equipments, what all instruments are now used in a surgical theatre. What are they, where are they coming from? Like that in Ayurveda also, you have to take advantage of all these things. This has become many times a problem for me. First of all, the preservation of medicines, especially in eye drops, etc. Many of the, because I will say an example, in my very early days of service, I was collecting so many literatures and manuscripts from different sources, from practicing old people, and collecting them. It was a big diary, was full of such prescriptions in my hands. Then I thought, oh, everything is clear, I can treat anybody. That was my faith, because everything is my book. I know what is to be done. Then what happened when patient came to my house, when I completed my thing and told there is some problem in his eyes, then I know what to be done. Then to clear my doubt, I was taking my diary and searching for that disease, and came to know that we have to get breast milk and some root of some particular plant and mixing with that. Then where can I get breast milk from? Where can I get this plant? Failed. Then I had to, sorry, I am not able to, it is not available in the market. I know how to treat them, but there is no prepared thing in my hands. That was that was the first problem for me. Then I had to surrender, I could not treat him actually. This type of experience were coming one by one to me. I know what to be done, but not in a level to bring it to practical. Some this tender leaf of coconut tree and bring it, crush it, like that goes, or a particular root of a particular tree and get it this juice and then mix it with, like that it goes. How can it be made practical? Then came the first question to me. This is not of new. I was throwing all these things and decided we have to keep it, shelf life should be there, then only we can use it. So, it was a challenge to bring all these things in a prepared level. Then comes so many questions, what about the quality, what about this functional, that is capability, whether it will be reduced or increased. Then trials are necessary, research level trials are necessary. Then unexpectedly all these things were going side by side. Because without that we can't give a medicine to a patient. We know what to do, but we don't know how to do. That was the problem. For that, to make some, I was searching for all the literatures, is there any method to preserve it or anything to solve that, any technologies to be adapted from other science like that, and what are other pharmacies are doing, great big pharmacies are doing like that. The searching was going on, and some books in the very old Arka Prakashan like that, how to make extract from that, and how to make the distillation process so that it can be kept, and that type of knowledge we had to gain, and that was one challenge, and that was overcome, because it is there in different sciences, and in old Ayurvedic texts it is given, and it is to be made practical, and that was one thing. Second thing, even now, is that the taste of the medicine. They will say Ayurvedic medicines are very bitter taste, so children are not taking that. So then also we have to overcome that problem. They are not taking it, then how can we treat? In old days, sometimes if they induce something or promises something, they will take. Nowadays, people will not take. We can understand. 5-year-old or 10-year-old, they will just throw it away. Then we have to make into how can we make it palatable, how can we change the taste. So, this type of extracts and distillation methods, whether it is safe or can be implemented like that. There are solutions in old Ayurvedic text itself. Like that, these are the problems we have to face. That also can be overcome, but dedication and continuous work and research is necessary. Then some treatments are to be done only after the age of 18 years, and some treatments can be done only after the age of 5 years, like that. So, we cannot wait up to that period to get it solved. You can just now see it in other system also. When we go for a treatment for myopia, they say the LASIK can be done by the age of 19 years. The patient has to wait that much long period to get the treatment. So, people are not ready for that, and the disease are getting progressive and getting worsened by the time. So, that type of people are coming to me, the number is increasing. I went to there, that they told LASIK is the only solution, we have to wait up to 19 years of age. The patient is only 9 years, he is to wait 10 years to get it. By the time what will be the status of vision, that type of problems are still there in all systems, I think. So, this is there in Ayurveda also. So, what should be done instead of that? What substitute can be done? For example, Tarpana means a type of medication procedure in the eye to fill the eye with the medicine. For that, only 5-year-old patient should be 5 years minimum. So, the patient are coming before that age. A 2-year-old is having the same problem, how can we solve? They have faith, they are depending on Ayurveda. So, only because the patient is 2 years, just think we can reject that patient or leave him being blind. No, that is not the solution. So, we have to get some alternatives, some substitutes for that. That is another challenge. So, when we search in the Ayurvedic text, we can find some solution for that, and adding the modern technologies we can solve it. And there are so many methods to overcome this problem. Instead of filling, we can written drop by drop for a long time. Sometimes they will be only during the sleeping time. The simple things like that. Anyway, we have to overcome that. Then only patient will get results. Another thing is actually, when people are having some different opinions in their minds, whether Ayurveda and allopathy can be mixed together, and if a patient is taking some allopathic medicine and whether he can take Ayurvedic medicine for this, and whether medicine can be, I am taking allopathic medicine, and whether this medicine can be instilled in his eyes along with, like that so many questions are coming. This can be solved by experience only. We have to convince them, what is the process, how is it working, and what is the action of medicine, like that we have to convince them. That is another challenge. and actually if the medicines are for the same purpose, and anyway the patient is same, disease same, eyes are same, only the mode of approach is different. So, there are different methods to solve a problem and how it is working. For example, we will say suppose you want to travel a distance, for example from here up to the city, how will you travel? That is the question. If you have a bike, that is the best option. If I am having a car, that is the best option for me. If that patient is having only cycle, that is the option for him. It does not mean that we can travel only in a bike, only in a car or only by walking. That is not the answer. There are so many methods, and we can opt a solution on the basis of what facilities we have in our hands. Do not deviate from that. If I am having only a car, no, only a bicycle, do not try to travel in a car. Use the advantage of bicycle, that cycle only. Like that, we are having some theories in Ayurveda. We have to depend on that, then try how to use it. Have the facilities to use that particular theory. That is my approach, and it is giving a result also. Like that, next year or in the future, the problems may be different. Then we have to solve that problem. The problems are endless. It is the responsibility of any person working in a particular field, not only in Ayurveda, any branch, the physics or automobile. What about automobile field? Is in the same way? No, it is changing like that. So, that technologies and this knowledge is to be incorporated with the other systems to flourish that one. In any sense, it is same in the field of Ayurveda also. That is the challenge.